So you're interested in getting your social media done for you. Now, maybe you don't have the time to do it yourself, maybe you don't want to do it yourself, and maybe you don't have the resources in-house with your own team to get all of the stuff done. So that's why we exist. We exist to get your social media done for you, okay? To make it as easy as possible, to make it hassle-free, to help you get results with the minimum amount of work on your end. So this is especially useful for busy business owners that don't have the time to do this themselves, and also for those that don't necessarily know what it is that you need to do. So what I want to do now in this video for the next few minutes is just walk you through the 5 steps that you need to take if you're interested in outsourcing your social media. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a social media plan. Now, why do you need to have a plan? Why can't you just jump straight into posting on social media and building an audience and generating leads? Why do you need to have a plan in the first place? Well, if you don't have a plan, you don't really know where it is that you're actually going. You don't really know what your goals are. You don't really know what you really want to achieve from all of this, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to just be using social media for your company for the sake of using social media. Maybe you've heard or read articles that you should be on social media and you should be using social media, but what do you really get from that? So the first thing we want to do is actually establish, okay, what are your goals? What do you actually want to do with your business in the next year, in the next 2 years, or even in the next 3 years? And how can social media actually help you do that? And as part of this plan, it's also important that we work out what are the right social media channels for you. We don't really know until we actually start doing the research and actually figuring out who is it that you're looking to target, how are we going to get in front of them, how can you attract them, how can we grow your audience, what are the best channels to actually do that on, and how can we help you reach your goals. So that plan is essential before you do anything else, okay? So after you have the plan, the next step for most of our clients is to post on social media on a regular basis. So this is kind of like what we call building the foundation. Now, the last thing you want to happen is that someone goes to your social media channels and they see that it hasn't been updated in months or even in years, right? Or it looks empty, or it doesn't look very good, and it doesn't really represent your company in the best way. So the second step that we normally take is that we post social media updates to make sure that you look active, to make sure you're providing value and good content to those in your audience, and to make sure that if anyone goes to your social media channels, it looks good. Okay, so that's the second step. The third step is to actually start to grow your audience and actually start to help you generate leads. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more exciting, right? Because this is where you actually start to see new email subscribers and new potential clients who are actually interested in what it is that you do. But again, it's important that we take these steps in order. We can't just jump to generating leads and growing your audience if you haven't built a strong foundation and if you haven't got a plan. But once you've got those things, we can actually start to grow your audience. And this comes down to figuring out what are the right social media channels for you, which we've already done in the plan anyway, and also how are we going to get in front of them, okay? And again, we've covered that in the plan as well. So really, this third step of growing your audience and actually helping you generate leads and growing your email subscribers, it's more about taking action and getting that done every single day, every single week, and every single month, okay? And we want to see how we can improve this as well. So we don't just do it once and set it and forget it, but it's an ongoing process to see how we can keep getting you better and better results. The fourth step now is to actually, once you've generated leads, is to actually send these leads content, right? Content that's going to be interesting in what it is that they might have questions on or what their challenges might be. Now, that content should be content that you actually create for your company. Now, you can use copywriters or you can use us to actually get the content done for you, but it's very important that whatever happens, the content matches your your branding, your tone of voice, and also what makes you unique and how you can actually help people, because I'm sure in your business you have a unique way of helping people. You have stuff that makes you different and stand out from your competitors, And we want to let people know about all of this. And by creating your own content, which could be in videos, in articles, in guides, even in a podcast, it doesn't really matter. But in creating your own content, as long as you are creating content, that's the content that we want to start sending to the leads and those in your audience. Okay, so that's the fourth step, right? It's creating content that you can use to build trust with those in your audience and with the leads that you generate. Okay, so we can send that content through email and through your social media channels and just basically get it in front of more people. And then the fifth and final step to create a successful social media strategy and actually a successful social media campaign is to do email marketing. Now, you might be thinking about email marketing, that's not social media, so how does this play into it? But actually, to get the best results from social media, you need to do a lot more than just social media on its own. So I've already touched on creating content. That again comes outside of the realm of social media, but it is important to your overall social media strategy. So the fifth step, which is basically following up with people through emails, okay? And a lot of this can be automated, but whether you do it automated or whether you actually email people on a regular basis, it's something that needs to be done. So the way that it works is as you start to grow your audience, what we are going to do is we're going to get some of those people in your audience to become leads. Then we are going to nurture and build trust with those leads through content. And the easiest way you can do that is by sending them emails to your latest and best content. So they're the 5 steps that we take. And as I mentioned, we can do all of this for you. We don't have to do everything necessarily for you. You can do some of these steps yourself in-house. But whatever happens, you need to do all of those steps, okay? And it's up to you to decide what you outsource and what you want to do yourself. Now, to help you figure that out, the best thing you can do is start with a social media plan. With the plan, you'll be able to see very clearly what it is that you need to do. You'll be able to see what it is you need to do for the next 12 months. And then you can decide, okay, how much is it you want to spend? How much is it you want to spend your own time or maybe your team's time in doing certain things yourself? And how much is it that you actually want to outsource? Okay, so once you have that plan, you'll be able to work out what it is that you need to do for all the next steps.